As I was going through and testing the different database interfaces, I noticed back on this edit product page, we've got way too much text here. So, it just makes this interface clumsy. They got to scroll way down to see all the different things. So what we're going to do is go through and limit this text. And then the other thing we're going to do is get rid of this ID category just on this edit product data page. So let's come up here first. Let's see. So here's the edit product page. We'll come in here and we'll get rid of this ID bound field. We don't need this one anymore. And then on the description, this is our just our item template, in this case in the grid view. We want to change this, and we actually want to do is call a function here rather than just binding the description in. What we're going to do is call a function. In that function we're going to limit the length of that text. In the call a function, we use this same structure like we do here. So we use the function name and then the eval and then the database name. And then a bind. So let me scroll back up here. So we'll change this to eval. Again, we want this in the item template. But then we'll call our function name. So we're going to call this, I'm just making up a function name here. I'm going to call it limit text. And we'll pass it this description. And now we'll go to our VB code. And I'm just going to copy this header. And call this limit text. Okay. So what we do need to do now is the thing that comes in here, I'm not going to call it image string anymore. I'm going to call it whatever, description string. This is our description that gets passed in. And what we want to do is check the length of that. And so we'll say, actually we'll say if description string, and I think there's a dot length. We'll do the dot toString dot length. If it's say if it's less than, I don't know how many characters. Let's try 100 characters here. If it's less than 100 characters, then we'll just return the entire string. Otherwise, we'll trim it down to 100 characters. Then we'll return our description string. Otherwise, we'll let's see if I remember how to trim the string. Return description string dot toString dot substring, and in this case, I think we put we'll start at character 0 and we'll go out to character 100. Okay, so again, we're going to pass in this description, and if it's less than 100 characters, we'll just print the whole thing. But if it's more than 100 characters, we'll just we'll trim it down. So let's save that. Take a look at it here. Okay, so this looks much better. Again, we can monkey around with that. Maybe we'll make it a little bit longer. Let's just go 150 on that. I just want them to be able to have enough characters so that they can actually, well, I don't think the description on these products is going to be so much the same that they ought to be able to tell it from here. But that looks good to me. 150 characters, they ought to be able to tell what's going on with that. Okay, so let's end this video here.